Good morning, farmers. It's a sunny day. It's actually been a few sunny days since the last episode. The lupine fields down by the farm are still not ready. So yesterday on the farm, which I didn't really record, but I'm not going to put it in the video. I did fertilize 4 of those fields there. And since the crops aren't ready again today, I filled up the fertilizer, and we're going to come down and try to do the last 2 fields that need to be fertilized down here. So we go to farm stats, you can see I got 2 fields left that need to be fertilized. And so it'll probably be a couple days on the farm in this episode. I'm not going to ramble on for 30 minutes while you watch me fertilize, though. And you're thinking, oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I definitely want to get these fields fertilized before the crops start growing in them, because then it's all crap. Well, not all crap. I mean, we'll still get some good, a decent yield from it, but not as good as we fertilize it. So we need to do that. But definitely need to get this field done here, which is the 2.5 hectare field-ish. Also, I talked to the wife, I think it was actually this morning. And it was kind of weird. I've actually got a line from her I never got before. I asked her how she was. And usually she says she's fine, or the money from the cows or chickens are great, blah, blah, blah. But she actually says, I have you, so everything is perfect. I was like, well, that's a new line. The amount of times I asked her that question, I never got that liner, so. But I have yet to be able to hand out gifts in this game either. So, and I have seen pictures posted on the Farmers Dynasty Steam page where people are handing out gifts. So it's like, okay, apparently people don't want my gifts, which is fine. I'll keep them myself. I got my woman. That's all I need. I don't need friends. As long as my tractors start up, I'm happy. Oh yeah, and if you did watch the last episode where I was driving the tractor around the field and I was running to something that you could not see. When I came down to fertilize the field and jumped into the tractor with a spreader in it, there was an NPC standing there not moving. It was Calvin. I think it was Calvin. Right in the spot where the tractor was getting stuck in. So I'm thinking that's where he spawns. So when he gets past a certain hour, he'll kind of go invisible there. Which is, weird. And I think maybe if you go way back, you had the 2 NPCs that were stuck in the house all the time. I was thinking maybe the devs moved them to where they respawn every day, and that's where they could be respawning from. Maybe instead of recoding it so they don't respawn in the house and come out like most of the NPCs do. For some reason he decided to have them spawn there. So I think I may have figured that one out as well. But there's another thing I will talk about in this video as well as we go along, maybe when we get to the harvesting point. Like I said, we're just going to do a quick fertilizing session here. Then I'll do a jump cut to another day. It won't be tomorrow because tomorrow is a rainy day. So I'm assuming by an extra 2 more days from now that the fields would be ready. And we probably will hire some workers when it comes to it, because it will be, I'm just interested to see what fields the workers can work in and which ones they can't work in. You see the cornfields are doing lovely. I'm surprised these deer are in the cornfields more often. Where I live, we have white-tailed deer where I live, and those deer love corn. These deer seem to be happy with eating grass. So it's this little field here that we need to, I almost said seed, fertilize, and we should be able to do it with this tank. And no one's made a guess yet of how many bales of straw we're going to get from that field. So if you'd like to make a guess for that's the 7.5 hectare field. How many bales you think we're going to get from it? Just leave a comment below, and when it comes time, we'll see who got to be the closest. I just shout out a round number. I said around 200. Just guessing. Like, well, obviously I'm just guessing. I never have yet to harvest that field. No, wait, have I harvested? I'm trying to think if I've harvested that field now since I've owned it, and I don't remember now. These episodes are starting to run into my head together. And also, now I'm thinking about it as well, I hope you guys checked out my episode of House Flipper. I recorded that late into the night, and I had some thoughts about how that episode went. And I'm thinking I shouldn't record that late into the night, because I think I made some mistakes when I went to sell my first house that I flipped. So hopefully in the next episode I'm going to record, which is probably after recording this episode of Farmer's Dynasty. It won't be as late, and I'll have a straight head, and I can think of how I want to flip the house. But it was getting late. I needed to get that episode, edited, rendered and recorded. Or not recorded, but uploaded. And it was late into the night when I was doing that one. But do head on over and check out that episode and let me know what you think. That game is available on Steam at the moment, I think for 10% off. So I think it's going for like $17.99 US dollars. How much fertilizer we got? We got tons of fertilizer. So let's try to get a little bit more of this field fertilized. And at this point, I think I'll just say see you in a second when we come back, hopefully on the next sunny day, because there's really no jobs to do right now either, that those lupine fields will be ready. So turn off the fertilizer, and I will see you in a quick jump cut. Alright farmers, change of plans. We are now on the 8th of June. Crops still not ready, but we have a job to do, and for me this will be something new. As you can see what I'm pulling up to, we have a cultivating job ready for us, and I'm hoping it's one of the big fields down in the southeast corner. I'd like to see how much one of these jobs pay, so we are going right here. Like I said, these are some pretty decent fields down there. And I do want to kind of see what is in those fields. They could be fields that we are interested in buying. Although I do like getting the social points from them. I need to cut down this way and we'll hit these deer so they disappear. Well, that one didn't. I forgot what patch it came out where cultivating fields was going to be a job, and this is the first time I've had an opportunity to do one. And I know it's been a while, but I just can't say how long exactly. But I am also surprised that those fields over there are not quite ready to be harvested yet. As we see, I can tell some of these fields down here are ready to harvest, but these fields down here, I'm not interested in buying at the moment. There's a field that we plowed a few episodes ago. Looks weird when you got grass growing up in the sections that you didn't quite cover. Hi Charlotte. Arriving up on our destination. I don't know why I feel like it's going to be this small field that we plowed a while ago as well. You can stay there for a second. I gotta find out. Apparently it's Joshua. Hey, hey. I mean, that's how you clean your chickens in a kind of a three-piece suit.
Hi there. Good morning. I am looking for work. Got anything for me?
I need one of my fields cultivated. Would you do it?
That's a good price. So it must be one of the big fields.
Sounds good. I'll take care of this.
Now, I am just curious. So it looks like this field here, but it's grass. Now, when the game first started, when you got jobs like this, well, back then the only jobs we had was plow the field. Sometimes they'd have you plow a field with crops in it ready to be harvested, like, well, not that grass, but say it was this field right here that they gave us to do. When you do a job in a field, basically you quote-unquote own it for that time being. So what you could do back in the day, and I don't know if you can still do this, like if they said cultivate this field with crops ready to harvest in it, you'd accept a job, you'd bring your harvester down, you could harvest the crops, sell the crops, and then do the job. Because you'll probably see when we start, I don't know if, I haven't done one of these jobs in a while where there's crops in the field. But probably when we start cultivating, it's going to say, you're destroying crops. Apparently I'm hungry. Which is shocking that I was able to take the job when I was that hungry. Pardon me, sir, ma'am, got a cut in front of you. Now, what size field is this here? 2.5 hectares, so it's not that, it's a decent size. Yeah, I know. He wants it cultivated though, so what am I supposed to do? It's not my field. Now, if grass was something that we could harvest in the game, I would have brought the mower down and done so. Now, the fun part of this whole job, so that's why I may not record too much of it, that thing is going to keep popping up like, well, as you see, like every 30 seconds or so, saying, hey. I need to check in options, but I haven't seen to where you could adjust the warning signs in this game just yet to slow down, because this is going to keep going ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I'm destroying crops, and I'm cultivating a field that hasn't been plowed. So yeah, that message is just going to keep on beeping at me through the whole time I cultivate this field. And I think I'll just talk over it for now because, well, it's fun hearing that beep every 30 seconds. So I figure if I talk over it, it's not that loud, so it may not bother you too much. But I did want to talk about a few things in this episode, just to touch base on a couple of things, because I have gotten a couple private messages on my account, and first of all, I didn't know they were there, so sorry. I know a couple of those messages are a couple weeks old, but hopefully you're watching this episode, and maybe this will answer a lot of questions that some people do have out there but haven't asked. So touching base on where the state of this game is. One, I can't really say because the devs and the publisher of this game have sort of been quiet for getting close to be about a month at this point, which is somewhat concerning for this reason right here. So one of the questions I got was, how come this game is not available to buy on Steam? So basically, Farmers Dynasty is one of the games, and I'll just say actually one of the farming games that has had a DMCA brought up against it. Now, some of you are saying, "Oh God, here comes some legal terms." What does that mean? Well, DMCA just stands for Digital Millennium Copyright Act. So there's another company out there basically filed a DMCA against Farmers Dynasty because they believe that they're using some of the coding or some of the parameters of the game are things that they coded or wrote. So when that gets filed against another game, Steam will take the game down for that reason. So that's why you cannot buy the game on Steam at the moment. I know Farmers Dynasty is fighting against this, but Farmers Dynasty is not the only game that's having this problem. There's actually 3 farming games. Another one that's I just found out yesterday because I don't have the game, but it was mentioned in one of the comments below to maybe I should maybe do a playthrough on this channel, which is Farm Manager. And Farm Manager has been taken down from Steam for the same reason. There's a lot of speculation of what company is filing the DMCAs against these. There's another third farming game, but I forgot which one it is, and I don't want to spit out a name without having the information in front of me. But it's not a game I was looking at, so. But there's 3 of them, anyways, that people do know about. Some are speculating that, one filed against, say, Farmers Dynasty, so Farmers Dynasty just turned around and filed one against them. So, but I don't know any truth to the matter of anything to that. But that does make me curious about the state of this game, because I do love this game. It's a game, obviously, as you know, I feature on this channel. And I will say for the... Geez, it's going almost 4 months now that Farmers Dynasty has been fighting this. They have updated it and added things to the game. People that have Farm Manager 2018 says the devs are doing the same thing over there. Even though you can't buy the game on Steam, they're putting out updates and fixes and just making the game advance as it is. And it just gets to the point of how much that there might be some reason why a lot of YouTubers don't play this game because of the reasons of the DMCAs. I know there was a couple YouTubers I was watching that were playing Farm Manager 2018, and they stopped putting up videos on it. And I noticed the same thing with Farmers Dynasty. There was a lot of YouTubers out there that had a pre-beta release that were doing videos on it, but when the DMCA came up, they stopped putting videos out on it. Not knowing where a game's going to go can be a little bit tricky. But I've been putting the videos up because I do like the game, as I said many times, and the devs have been updating it. But now for the past month, the devs have been rather, I'm just going to say, silent. Would be nice to hear from to see if there's going to be any more development in the game, or are they just going to wait until the DMCA is settled, lifted, or whatever, and the game goes back up for sale on Steam? I don't know. But that is the reason why there was a comment. Maybe I could do a playthrough of Farm Manager 2018. And I just happened to check up on it yesterday when I was searching Steam for other things, and that's why I noticed Farm Manager 2018 was like, I can't visit the store page. So I visited the discussion page, and that's when I found out, they had a DMCA filed against them. It's getting to be a dirty world in Farm Manager, not Farm Manager, in the farming industry, not just because it's, you're playing in the fields, it's copyright infringements. But I'm thinking if there are already more updates to Farmers Dynasty in the near future, it's going to be for fixes like, well, you see it right there. There's one. The traffic. The wonderful traffic. But they haven't posted anything like a new roadmap for fixes or anything like that. You know, who knows? I could wake up tomorrow and there could be a hot fix or an update in this game tomorrow. Don't know. But that was a question posed to me. Someone sent me a private message, and like I said, send me private messages is something I don't really check that often. But one of the private messages, like I said, was asking why they couldn't buy the game on Steam, and that's the reason why at this moment. There is a website that you can buy this game from. Someone did ask me where they could get the game, and the devs did post on the Steam page where people could buy the game. So the devs did say it's a legit page to go to buy this game. You will get the updates as they come along as well. So if you've been looking to buy the game and you'd like to, there is a website you can go to. If you would like to know the website, just leave a comment below and I'll repost it. I don't know much about the website because I got this game through Steam when it was available. So I did not purchase my game through this website, but I see a lot of people have posted on the discussion forum about this website that if the game works just fine, there's no problems with it whatsoever. So you can get this game if you'd like to, just not through Steam. So that's why I needed to get that out in this video, because I did want to answer that question. I'm sorry I didn't see the question earlier, but it's just something I didn't check on my YouTube publishers page about private messages. Yes, we do know that the field hasn't been plowed, and I'm cultivating crops that are ready to harvest. Ding, 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 ding. I am not going to miss that thing dinging at me every flipping 10-15 seconds. Oh, now I'm getting hungry. Yeah, just all the messages coming up. But I brought you back not just because we're almost finished with the field, but also to show you what you don't want to do when you're working in someone's field with crops in it. So basically the job will be complete when we get somewhere around the 96%. But when you're doing it with crops in it, you pretty much want to stop right away that you get the notification that the job's done. If you keep going to where it reverts back to the original owner's field, you will be destroying crops when you run over them, and you'll lose your social points. So that's one reason why when I plow or cultivate, I kind of leave the edges open, so when I leave the field, I don't have to worry about running over their crops. So you can see we're at 95%, so we just got to kind of keep an eye on when the job's complete. There is some leniency of when the job's complete to when you got to stop working, so it's not like right away that you'll start losing social points. So we'll see here in a second when it pops up. Well, we're not at 96% yet, but now we are. So at any moment now, it's going to ding. Not just yet. Okay. Wow, I'm at 97%. Am I going to have to do the whole field actually on this one? It's showing me to be a liar. Oh, yeah, see. Did I just lose social points? I don't know. You're destroying crops, so the job is done. You better pick up the cultivator, even though there's no crops in the field. So you just want to, as soon as you know the job is done, you just want to stop going over the crops, just in case. Yeah, now the message finally comes up. You pretty much just got to watch the arrow, because there's so many messages popping up. It may take a while. You're stealing your neighbor's crops is really bad for yourself. So I must have lost some social points there. Not as much as we're going to get.
Thank you. Here's something for you.
No, thank you. So when I go back to editing this video, I gotta see if I lost some social points there. I probably lost this maybe like 100 or so. These people take these corners so wide. One thing I'm going to do while I'm down here is I'm going to buy this field now. This is such a small field. So at least when we get the jobs from Joshua down here, if he's got a marker on it saying he's got a field to work in, I just don't want it to be the small. I don't want to come all the way down here to find out it's a small field. So we're going to purchase this field anywho. I think I'll leave the tractor here because maybe I'll cultivate this at some point pretty soon. Just because we got all the bumps here, and then we'll maybe hire some work. But let's jump back to this tractor here, because I did have another question about the grass. What is the problem with the grass? So we're going to show you. I forgot what I did with my mower because it's been so long. Oh, it's right there. Sweet. I thought I could hook this up to the front. I guess I am wrong there. Not like it matters. Okay. Let's see here. Now I need to get out of here. Alright. I almost forgot what field I had to go to. So I do have a grass field up here that it's one of the small fields that we own. I just keep the grass in it just so if an update does come out saying, hey, we fixed the grass, at least I have a way to test it. We'll cut across this little section of the river. The one thing I should do is save the game. Where are we here? Let's just do it there. So here is a grass field that we own. It's ready for harvest. Now the reason why the mower should go on the front is, let's see here, lower the machine, and we'll start mowing. Because what happens is, when you mow the grass, you don't get none. So basically you just cut the grass, you lose your crops, you lose your fertilization, and it just becomes a cut field. There's no grass to pick up whatsoever. So that's the situation with the grass at this point. So it's not like you cut grass and the baler can't pick it up. This is what it does. Now it's got to make sure the game doesn't resave because I kind of don't want to have to look at this for a while. But I think that's going to conclude today's episode. I thought it was going to be an episode of harvesting, but our crops are just not agreeing with us right now. Not ready to harvest. Just making sure I was down there, but can never trust it for sure. Nope. But the weather's looking good for a while, so hopefully, probably in the next episode, we will be harvesting that lupine. So hopefully you guys did enjoy today's episode. I do appreciate you guys watching. And I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.